Oh, hello, hello, yay. Sorry, I didn't mean to get y'all excited. I mean, I hope you guys are excited. I just realized how weird my ponytail looks in this hat, but I had to do some adjusting to get my hat to stay on my head. Um, Hello from snowy Alberta. Beautiful downtown Mourneville, it were. Um, I really hope this works. I hope if you're out there watching, give me a comment, tell me where you're from. And I love the snow, but if you want to complain about the snow or tell me what your weather is, that's fine too. It is snowing and blowing is what it's doing here today. So I thought I would be with my peeps. I have to look and see. But I have a 12-foot moose out front. Got knocked to the ground by the freezing rain the other day. We finally got him back up. The ground was so slippery I had to like move his feet and pound it down and peg him back in again. So then he stays up. So then now it's between the wind and the snow beating the bejesus out of him. I have to put him down, and he looks so sad laying in the snow. But I have to make sure he doesn't get buried. So every now and again, I got to go start it and puff him up just enough to knock the snow off, so that when this little system works itself out, gets over its crankies, then I can put him back up again. So I'm late because I was getting Zoom error messages. I'm trying to figure out what did I do with my little, there it is. This should not surprise you. There was no newsletter yesterday because I was getting Canva error messages. So I couldn't even make any of my graphics or watermark any of my pictures. And yes, I've tried other watermarking things and I don't like them, and I like Canva and I'm not changing. So no Canva, no watermarking, no photos. So I thought it'll be fine today. So I went in today. It is still not fine. I checked with my friend. Hers is fine. I thought, whatever. I'll put them out without watermarks. Whatever. I go to I was gonna say Chimp Monkey, but that's not what it's called. MailChimp, and I'm getting error messages there that my what do they call it? There's a whole thing, anyways. It's required now, and I had to do this whole process so that the emails would go through, so they wouldn't be flagged as junk and get deleted before they even got sent or received. And so that's gone, and I'm like, but so what is today, Wednesday? So I'm going to say Sunday, Monday. I was on a tear. I was doing so well. I was tired of going to look for a picture and not be able to find a picture. So I started on my computer. I'm going to clean up my phone a little bit so I can find these pictures. 2 days later, about 4,000 files. It was like 8 gigabytes of pictures and files. Duplicates, deleted, things moved, everything put into folder. I was, oh my goodness. And every one of them, like every time I would clear another folder or find another spot, it was so satisfying to get it done. So I have a flash drive that was maxed out, so I couldn't even save anything more to it. So I have an external drive. So it was sort of getting everything over. What do I need on my like day-to-day flash drive, and what can go to the historical section, right? Oh my God, it was just so satisfying. But I'm going to guess, sorry, too much computer time. My eyes are itchy. I'm going to guess that perhaps I accidentally deleted something I wasn't supposed to, because, I was like, Control-Alt-Shift, boop, boop, delete. Some stuff is so old too, and some stuff I look at and I was like, oh, I do not need a record of that. I am never going to recreate that. Not everything is and some stuff is so old, it's like, yeah, no, I've come a long way. No, but I have saved some like originals, but yeah, anyways. So it has just been battle after battle after battle. So there is no newsletter because I gave up. I did manage to get a couple things done, and so I'm going to show you some stuff. This is my newsletter. It's all the notes I wrote. Oh, there we go. It's all the notes I wrote of things I have to tell you and things to show you and stuff. And then we were going to do some tags and stuff, which we are. I just don't know how many we'll actually get. I might just give you all the pointers and stuff. I don't know if we'll actually get through any because I'm going to try to end by 4. And gift card holders. Now the good news is I've done so many gift card holders before. It's the same reason I didn't do treats this time, because I've done treats a lot. And you can search either my Facebook page where I usually post a reference to it, or just search right in YouTube, search for Easter treats. And you will see like several days in a row, or weeks in a row, I don't know, several posts in a row. And they all link back to Pinterest too. Just a ton of treat holders. So if you see 2 die cut eggs and they're put together by a little thing, and I show you how to do that. Okay, well, just imagine it's 2 Christmas trees with it, right? Like you can adapt all of these. I've done so many treats and so many tutorials on them. The same as gift card holders. And I'm so happy because just I have to see if I can take this pile of paper out without knocking every other thing to the floor. So I have here, let me get off this view and make it so I can actually show you stuff. Yep, dude. I guess I have to be clicked on the camera or the one doesn't do anything. Now I gotta get my stuff all back in the same order so I can actually see things. Where's my me in this one here? Oh, there I am. Just while I'm here, I'm just, gonna double check to, I don't know where my little headshot went there, but let's just see if we can. If not, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I have no idea where it went. Okay, well, whatever. So yeah, I happen to find this, which is just a photo I'm going to post later, but it shows you the 2 main kinds of gift cards. And I meant to grab some because I still have a ton of samples of other ones that I've made. If we have time, I'll do these 2 again, but I'm going to do this one, which is the vertical one that I didn't have on the sheet. And that will give you a pretty good idea how it's going to go. Okay. I did order some stuff. The stuff I ordered on the 7th came today. The stuff I ordered on the 11th, so like the paper pumpkin dies, there's a couple of you guys are getting paper pumpkin dies full free just by being frequent subscriber customer type peoples. But anyways, this is the preview of January, February, and March, the kits that are coming up. And those are the new, oops, that was a little too fast there. New dies. I'm so excited about this postage one because I think it's a different size than the ones we currently have. And these little flowers are going to be so nice. I don't think we've ever had a die that said beautiful before. And I love that font. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for, but I love that font. Okay, so that's new. Yeah, this is going to be in some random order today because I think I'm going to do it in the order these papers are in because it's easier. Okay, so I am planning a class. I just realized this is the handle of my mini Stampin' Emboss, which is sitting on my table, so I can use it. So I'm going to grab one more thing. I got to risk it all by trying to grab something. So we're doing the reason to celebrate. So my plan is to be in Europe in March for most of it. So I'm doing the ACES class, which I'll show you in a minute. Oh, look, all of a sudden my picture's there again. Bloody technology. So we're going to do the ACES thing in January, and that's a virtual thing. Everybody can stay home. It's going to be cold and snowy, and everybody's going to be post-Christmas and holidays and just wants to hang and craft, right? February, we're going to get together. Likely in my crafty garage, as I like to call it. You can see how many renovations. It is heated. It is good. I got big tables and chairs and everything. It works perfectly in there. If it's super, super cold, we'll try to do it in the house, depending on how many people are coming, just because the furnace in there is loud. But if it's nice weather, then it's the perfect place to do crafting because there's so much space to spread out. It's fantastic. So what we're doing is everybody gets this stamp set. It's part of the registration because then we're not all trying to use the same stamps at the same time. But this is one of those stamp sets you want to have in your stash forever. I showed some of it last week when I showed you the cards, the one sheet wonder I made. I absolutely love this. This is in the new trying to think, is it online exclusive or catalog? I'm pretty sure it's in the catalog, the stuff that's releasing in January. So you can't find it yet, but as soon as I get registrations, I will be ordering because, yeah, this thing's fantastic. Fantastic. So, and you can see what it covers, right? You got Valentine's, St. Patrick's, Easter, New Year, anniversary, graduation, congratulations, celebrate. There's all sorts of stuff on here. So using this, plus I'll have a couple extras just, because it's easier. A couple extra stamp sets. So if you have something different you want on there, this one has birthday too, which is important. Then you can use them. So you can either make 6 projects, which is either cards and treat holders, or 12 projects, cards or treat holders, whatever combination you want. Plus you get the stamp set, plus you'll get all the extra stuff I have, and I've got the papers. And so the cards we made with the One Sheet Wonder, the Valentine ones, that's the idea. We're going to make cards that you can knock off a bunch of cards, because we're doing this in February. We're doing nothing in March. And then sometime in April, we're going to do like a his and hers thing. So you can make some masculine cards and some feminine cards, or whatever you want to call them, that will work for Mother's Day, Father's Day, or just people in your life. And then, so that's March, April. Might try one more in May. June is a retired product sale. July and August, nobody comes. And then we're back to September and into Christmas again. That's how the crafting world goes. So this is kind of a good chance to stock up. I will have all sorts of things. The Easter cards are so cute. Oh my goodness. But you can usually, with a couple little tweaks, they make very cute baby cards, because spring, birth, baby just goes together. So the registration date, it's so funny. A reason to celebrate, January 19th. Celebrate me. Anyways, yeah, that's so I have enough time to get the stamp sets. If you want to do this, the sooner the better, because this stamp set I have no doubt will sell out at some point, and I mean they'll restock it, but you don't want to have to wait. So let me know if you're into this. That's the next class that's planned. I did make the order right on the 1st of December. I ordered the kit, and that I'm taking next week off, and possibly the week after, just depending on how long it takes to fix this technology stuff. I'm doing the 30th of December as the first of the ACES thing. It's sort of a little get together intro kind of thing, and it's just Zoom. So Zoom I can usually conquer fairly quickly, even though I get an error message just about every time I log into it now. I can always seem to make it work. Ugh. Anyway, I said that and then I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So I did order on the 1st of December, and I did order one of the new kits, and I did get the product of the month paper. And I'll try to do the kit, like I'll do a little reveal or something with that kit over the holidays and just post a video. My 12 memes of Christmas, those were all scheduled all at one time last week, so they'll keep going. There might be the odd other thing. We'll send you some fun stuff. But for the most part, yeah, I'm just taking the time off. Not really feeling it this year for Christmas, and I'm just, it's time to, I don't know, rejuvenate, regroup, a little bit of peace and quiet, and just, yeah, I'm not going to worry about my son's school. I'm not going to worry about anything else. I'm just going to enjoy that I'm still here and try not to think about too much about those who aren't. Okay, this is the product of the month for December. And so if you had a $100 order for $5, you could get this paper. Now I've got this, I'm going to show you all 12 patterns, and they're in order. So like this is one side, this is one side. I've just got to sort of keep flipping the paper. So I'm going to show you what they are, just so you know. And they're all different shades of blue. I absolutely love this one. And the other side of that one looks like this. And in a minute, I will pick it up and show you, because I'm going to go with Balmy Blue, Secret Sea. This one's awesome. So I can turn it the right direction. I love this paper. And the opposite side of that one is this guy. I don't know if that's Misty Moonlight or just like a tone of, I think it's Misty Moonlight. That one's very pretty too. Love that one. I will admit I don't like this one. I don't know, but this is the back side of it. Favorite paper in the pack. So isn't it nice when it works out that way? Okay, so that's the product of the month. So let me see. Flip it upside down. Oh, it is all just Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. So it's just different tones and shades of 2 colors. And so in January, if you put in a $100 order, you'll have the option for $5, you can buy the December package. Or you could buy whatever the January one is, which will also be $5. They're $5 until April, when they'll go to $7, because that was what they're supposed to be all along. If you want to buy December's and January's, then you have to spend $200. So each product of the month requires $100 before shipping and tax. So, and then, but they're while supplies last. So if the December one sells out before January, you can't buy it. If it doesn't sell out and January comes and that's the one you want, then you can just buy it with a $100 order. I can't buy anymore. I put in more. I could have probably got 3 of them by now if I could get for every $100. I could get one, but it's one per person, and they track it by your email. So I get one. But that's the product of the month, in case anybody's wondering. I've already given out catalogs to a few people who had requested them. If you want one, let me know, because yeah, it's like I said, this year's just, the last few months have been meh. And because I've been doing so much purging and cleaning and getting my ducks in a row, that I'm not ordering extras of anything. So if I have enough, I still have more left, but let me know if you want a catalog. And those who I gave them to, I forgot to do the little flyer for the online exclusives, have to go with them. So that I will correct. You guys should be expecting a little something. My Christmas crack run is a third the size it normally is this year, and it's not going to be any more than that. So yeah, it is what it is. But a couple of the people that got catalogs will also get cracked. So hey, you can look forward to getting a brochure with your crack. Okay. February did that, March did that, catalogs next week did that, projects. We'll probably cover that as we go. Canva, yes. Okay, so we're going to get to the tags in a second. I just got one more thing to show you. Because it is now the 16th. Nope, it's the 17th of December. Everybody is probably opened their calendars by now, and if not, I apologize, but I have been waiting so long. I'm going to leave this out of the way. So I have one more kit left. This right here. This is $60. This goes with your, if you have the advent calendar, if you still need the advent calendar, the last I looked, it was still available. It is while supplies last. So if you need me to get you an advent calendar, let me know. They are $136 plus shipping and tax. Should have got them during the free shipping day. That's the day to get them. If you get the calendar through me, this drops to $40, but if not, it's $60. And what is in here, I'm going to show you anyways, this is part of project number 1, is all of the project pieces in a little mini advent calendar treat holder, which I got to tell you, I had so much fun making. But they're all in their own individual little packages. And everything is in there. Now, what is in there is you take what's in this box, because the one person that was asking me about it was not clear on what I meant. So you have your advent calendar, that's great. But so using stuff from your advent calendar plus what is in that box, you will be able to make this project. We're including the box, the window sheet, and the 3 note cards and envelopes that are in it. We will make this project. We will make this project. We will make this project. And any of the ones that have, like this one, I've got 3 different options for, just in case you don't do heat embossing. This one, I've just got different color options. This one, I've got full-size card like samples to show you. This one, I have a whole bunch of square envelopes, so you get one of those. But just if you want to do it standard size, I have that. This one we have this size or the short or the square size, whichever you choose. This one we have slimline. I can show you how I made a regular size one. This one's a treat holder, but I do have some card samples to show you. This one is a gift card holder. Also have card samples to show you. That one is a lovely card. This one is one of the Stampin' Up! Versions of the over-the-top shaker card that they made with all the bits and pieces in it. I have this one, plus I have a simplified version of this to show you. One of the projects, they did mini cards like this. I made lots of different samples of mini cards, and we're going to do the mini card one is actually going to be a bit of a challenge, and there's a prize. And then the last one, I simplified it and didn't do all of the pink. Believe me, this is the most pink I've used. I'm not surprised I used so much blue, because frankly, love it. Especially Secret Sea. Oh my goodness, I love Secret Sea. This was a great idea until I realized I got to pick it all back up. So those are the projects. Plus, like I said, lots of alternatives. The Stampin' Up! Project for this one was actually a bag. So there's a PDF for the bag. But I decided to make it into a treat holder. And the card, that version that I did of this. Oh my God, I love it. So there's lots of extra stuff. If you want just instructions on how to make those, there's a 25-page PDF. Funny enough, it's $25, and then it turned out to be 25 pages. And I'm just putting the final touches on it. That's what prompted the whole camera clean out thingy. So it's possible it will be 4 pages by the time I'm done. It could end up being less if I can clean up a little bit, but chances are, yeah, 25-page PDF. So I will post the link and a little picture of those cards, and you can decide if you want to register. You'll have all the information. Okay, I did grab all these samples. Okay, so last time, let's talk tags and gift card holders. We have a half an hour left. Okay. So one of the things I have to show you though is after we finished last time, I made 2 more bags. We ran out. I was having so much fun making bags last time, but there's so many different ways you can do them. So I showed you, like this one was with 2 full 12 by 12 sheets, and you could put ribbons in it, right? But if you're putting something heavy, here's a suggestion for you. If you're putting something heavy in a bag, don't put handles on it if you're afraid that it's going to get wrecked. Just puff yourself some tissue paper in the top. So when you hand it to them, look at my screen up here. If you hand it to them, you're handing it like this and they're taking it like this, chances are they're picking it up by the bottom. So you don't have to worry about a heavy package or a heavy gift in paper. You just got to do it the right way. Just don't put handles on it. So we had that one was 2 12 by 12s. This one was 2 6 by 6. And it is, this one does have handles. Oh, there's where that piece of paper went. Okay, we'll use that for later. We made this one, which I can't remember the sizes now, but what we put on it. But this was showing you like different versions. So this is going lengthwise instead of height-wise, really, because you could make the bag this way too, just by folding it differently. Oops, I'm not fully on screen. But this was a different way of closing it too. You can always put a strip of paper. So this top is just open. You're maximizing your paper by not having to fold it over or anything. But you get a little bit of contrast and you get a fun way to close it using any kind of clip, clothespin, whatever. If you want, you can staple it. And then this is also where you can hang your gift tag off of, right? And it has the convenient, feature of looking like a little purse. I think I made this bag during the live. Actually, no, I think I made this one afterwards. I think this is the one I made using just a scrap of paper. I picked up a piece of DSP, which I want to say was like maybe 4 by 8, and just turned it into a bag using the same theory. And then this one, just punch a couple holes, tie a piece of string, because I don't think I showed that closure when we were doing it. Pretty sure this is the one I did during the show. Or, well, I know I did this one, and this one turned out to be a weird size, 1 6 by 6. Actually, not a weird size. It's a perfect size, especially if you're giving like lip balm or lifesavers or anything cylindrical. It works perfectly for that. It just, with this DSP, most of the DSP is on the wrong side of the bag, so it didn't work out great. But this one was just a flap, and then we cut it down so it didn't cover anymore. So then I made this one as well, which was made using this. Actually, this is the one I did afterwards. So using the same way, and I did show you pictures of this, so I didn't print them off, but all of the instructions from last week, you can see the pictures that I wrote out, and then somewhere in the picture will be the bag it goes with. So you can see the group photo of all the bags, and you can match which one. This one is just a flap folded over, and all I did was tie the ribbon around the flap, and that holds it closed, right? And sometimes you can get the ribbon back on, and sometimes you can't. So you might have to retie it. But here's the trick to doing this, right? My finger, this finger, is right underneath where I want the bow to go. And I'm going to just use my thumb. I'll take the ribbon out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Just going to use my thumb and see how I'm bending. It's harder because there's many layers here, but you see how I'm bending the paper? Get it bent enough. You don't need to bend it a ton, but I'll bend it enough you can see it on the camera. And then slip your ribbon on, and then let go, and then you can just slide your ribbon back down. Because your ribbon is tied at full, and you gain just enough millimeters to get your ribbon back on when you bend your paper, when you bend it. That one's, obviously did not fold that perfectly straight because my ribbon was catching on it. So yeah, there's a nice little thing. The other thing you can do with the flap card, which I didn't, I don't have anything right in front of me right now, is you can put a, this is too big, but I'll use it. I was going to use this for something else. Yeah, that looks ridiculous. Just a minute. That's not even going to show you what I mean. It's so big. I always have. I love these stamp cases, but sometimes they like close very solid. Oh, this will work. Yeah, that'll work. They close very solid, and I'm always afraid that I'm going to like pull and it's going to be 7,000 pieces. So I have a feeling that somewhere on my desk is already a set of dimensionals, but I'll take these ones out. So you can do this. Now, obviously, you're going to stamp this first or put something on it first. So I'm going to do, and you're looking at this going, Tracy, that is a very tiny thing. Why do you have so many dimensionals on it? Ah, show you. So yes, I did put a lot. Because what you can do with this, and this doesn't have to be white, like this could be a piece of colored cardstock, it could be embossed, it could be a shape, it could be anything. And you see how I've got my little dimensionals. I'm going to go and I'm going to look like this, right? So here's the end of my flap, and I'm going to put it so that that line of dimensionals is just underneath the flap. But I'm going to turn this forward so I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to put it down there. Okay. So now you notice my box is also closed, right? So this would be more decorative than this, but just to show you, you put a little piece there and you pull the flap out. So that's why I want this as close as possible. And I want this piece as solid as possible, because now I can just tuck my flap underneath and it will stay. And in this case, because of the way it's folded, if you push, like if you kind of crease it in a little bit, like you do the sides, like just give it a little, it stays even better. So you have two options on that one. Tie it in, or in this case, do both. Because the person who takes the ribbon off may never get the ribbon back on again. Okay, so there's another closure one we showed you. And then this one I made, so this is using, I'm pretty sure, the same size piece of paper as this. I just scored it differently. So I'm pretty sure it's just 112 by 12. So what I did on this one is I did 3. Sorry, I just noticed something is very weird on my desk. 3 and, nope, 4 times 4 is 16. 2 and 7/8. So, because 4 times 3 is 12, right? But I needed a little flap. So I took 1/8 off each side. So this is 2 and 7/8, 2 and 7/8, right? So that gives me, I don't want to undo my bow because it works so perfectly. I got to find the side that I did it on. So right here, there's a 3/8 inch flap, right? You can see it down there. So all I do is I have 4 equal sides and a little flap. And then I have 4 square bottoms, right? So flap goes at the back. I just glued that one on first. I made a nice little square box. I punched it in. Now this works really well. Oh, I'm gonna have to take the bow off. Oh, I did such a good job on this bow. I'll just show you now because I can. Because I got to show you the other inside. So there's the flap. So this works great if you're putting like little bottles of wine or bottles of lotion or anything tall and skinny. That would not be me, tall and skinny. But if you're putting something super heavy in it, I glued this down, so I don't know if you can see, but there's a piece of cardstock in the bottom of this bag. And all I did was put a little bit of adhesive on the back of it. I'm going to show you what I did. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use this fancy little thing because I think it is. Oh no, it's a little bit. It's 3.5. I just remembered. I'm going to use my sticky notes. So I cut a piece of cardstock. So this is 2 7/8, right? So knock off 1/8, 2 3/4. So I took a piece of paper that was 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I put a little bit of adhesive on it, and I stuck it in here. Now, when I first started, I just kind of squished the bag together. So I wanted it to fall in the bag, but I did not want it to flip over. I wanted it to fall in the bag so that it was flat with the adhesive going the right direction. And then once I had it that way, I just kind of took that off the bag. The piece of paper will generally fall down. If it doesn't fall perfectly straight, just use your little pokey tool and like poke it down. And then that paper's too big, I realize, and then just kind of pull this off. Sorry, just like here. Oh, I am so weltering right now with my scarf on inside my house. There we go. So yeah, you get a piece of cardstock at the bottom, which just makes it a little more durable. Like this is glued on 3 of the 4 flaps, right? There's no glue on the, although I guess you could put glue if you knew you're dropping a piece of, that's another, actually, that's probably the easier way to do it. If you know you're going to do it, put tear and tape on the top of the first flap that you fold in and peel the papers off. And then once you drop the paper down, you'll just drop it into the tear and tape. That's actually much easier. Anyways, there's lots of glue on these 3, the flaps gluing it together. So it's a pretty solid bottom to begin with. The other thing you can do, if you don't want to deal with that, is cut a square that is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and it will perfectly fit the bottom, and just glue it on the outside. And it just gives you a little contrasting patch. Obviously, don't put like a, a turquoise thing on this one or whatever. Pick one of the colors of the paper. In this case, I would use the red, and make the square on the bottom. And then it just looks fancier. Plus, it shows them that it's a little stronger on the bottom. Right now, the one drawback to this bag closure, I love it. I think it looks fantastic. It also gives some durability. So if what you're putting in it is heavier, I forgot, but I want to go with, that's 13, 26, 39, 46. I was going to say 44, but 46. So this is a 46-inch piece of ribbon. So if you're making a ton of these, this is obviously not going to be the most effective use of your ribbon. But I've said it before, I rarely finish an entire roll of ribbon, so I got ribbon to spare. But if I was making one of these, or if I was making this for like super special, I would do that. So here's the trick to tying. Since I've got it untied anyways, I'll show you how I tie it back up. So I did this, right? You saw me do this, and I got the center point of these 2 pieces of ribbon. Now, holding the center point, I'm just twisting a bit because I kind of want the ribbon in the front. You can put it right on the top, but I always find it falls wrong. So there we go. Then I'm going to take my little scissors that I can, or tweezers that I can never remember. They're sprung, right? Whatever these scissors are called. And I'm just going to put it all there. It's holding the bag shut. It's holding the ribbon in place, and it's keeping everything from sliding around on me. Now, I'm going to lay it down flat because Lord knows I can't tie like that. There we go. Make sure my ribbon is not twisted because I am particular. And then you can tie your bow. Now, I wasn't going to do this. I don't remember. When I first started in stamping, I saw a video, and I really wish I had written her name down, with a lovely British lady who showed how to do the bows. And I've done it that way since. And I am like the bow tire at events. People ask me to tie all their bows, and I have no problem because of this lovely British lady who I watched. So I'm going to move this now that I got it on, and I'm going to put it in the middle. So now I'm not constantly trying to hold my thing closed. So this is the thing. I did my basic just over under thing, right? So one piece of ribbon is going up, one piece of ribbon is going down. The piece of ribbon that's going down, you make a loop. The piece of ribbon that is going up, instead of going around the front of the thing, you start from the back. You go back to front and pull it through the loop. And you will get flags that go the right direction. You always still have to fuss. I guess I should take those tweezers out. You still usually have to do a little fussing and fancying, but you end up, because you went back to front, you end up with this little centerpiece, and you end up like this, and you get your lovely bow with your little flags. Okay, that has nothing to do with gift tags, but there's a review of what we did. Okay, what do you need for gift tags? These are ornaments I did earlier. Ornaments work perfectly well for gift tags. This is always a fun question whenever we make tags. People always ask, well, do you make a loop or do you tie it so you can tie it on? It's whatever your preference is. If you want to be able to tie it around something, then tie it so these 2 pieces are loose. And I mean, really, right now, if I change my mind and went, oh, no, that's not going to work, I could just tie a knot in it. And I could actually tie a knot in it like this, so it's temporary, so that they're not flipping all over the place all the time. If you want to be able to tie this onto something and then have it be like an actual ornament later, you can. This one doesn't say anything on it. It's just a lovely snowflake, but you could easily put a little tag on it. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm sorry. My eyes are all of a sudden incredibly itchy and dry. There we go. So yes, Stampin' Up sells the rings. Actually, when I tried to find these last year, they were so expensive. So this year Stampin' Up came out with them, and there's 10 to a pack. There's 3-inch rings, right? Pretty sure there's 3-inch. 7 to 10, 3-inch rings. And they work beautifully. And I've done demos before, but if you're getting stuck, let me know and I can help you with what to do. Stampin' Up did one last year, I think, because they weren't these rings, but they had a kit last year, that the Christmas kit, and in that video it shows you a little bit how to do it as well. Like I said, I always have this box of things. I'm just going to use this. Do I have another one of the other ones? Yes, I do. This was one of my favorite ones. I've never gotten rid of it. Tailored tags, comes in all sorts of sizes. Absolutely love it. There we go. So anything can become a tag. Some of our sets have actual tag dies in them, but anything can become a tag. So these ones, this was something last year, but I don't remember which one now. This is not a tag set, it just works. This is from the new branching out dies. Oh my goodness, these are fantastic dies. So this is tailored tags, and this is the banner one. But if you imagine that this is the tag that comes with, and it has like I think I have one of these that I didn't actually put any ribbon through. There we go. So this was this year's tag. Here, I'll do that one last. There we go. It has like a star-shaped hole in it. And I used it for everything. It came with the Festive Friends, the last ones I'll show you. But this was like the homemade treats one. Stick a bunch of stuff on it. You have room to write on the back. You can also put 2 tags together. I would ideally put maybe not the same color ones, so it's easier to see the other one, where one has all the decoration on it and one is the one you write on. If not, like when you turn this over to write on it, just write gently, because knowing that it's not an even surface, or write on it before you stick all the stuff to it. Right? I may or may not need these. I don't know. This is the same tag done in red, and I'm going to show you. So this is another thing, right? I just looped the thing through, left it open. I could do the same and tie it or leave it open. That's the same. That's my go-to. This one has the loop going through it. This one has a set of dies in it that go with this tag, so you can cut this background out. So it looks awesome. This is not the color I want, and if you put a second tag behind it, then that's what color is actually going to show through those holes. I didn't do that, but look how cute he is. So this one, you notice these are the same. I love these Festive Friends. Oh my goodness. So this one has presents, and I took the presents. The presents were on the bear in the Jolly North delivery, or whatever that one's called. And I just stamped 2 of the bears, like just the top of the bears, and just cut the presents out. But you notice how I have envelopes on this one, and I have presents on this one with 2 focal points. It's a pretty standard setup. This guy gets 1 tree. This guy gets 2. Same thing. Santa turned into a lumberjack. Genius. Whatever demo came up with that. Thank you. And this one's the same, right? Just put something up the side. Big focal point. This one I chose to put a snowflake. That hit this one, the die actually had a hole in it, but you could punch a hole if you wanted to. In the middle to cover up the little hole and make it snowflake shaped, which was just kind of a cute add-on. But yeah, any one of these can become a tag. If you have one of these old school punches like this, and you could measure and draw a mark, or you could do like I do and just eyeball it. There, now it's a tag. If you don't have one of the old school punches, I forgot to get this down. Sorry, apologies. That's me not going to punch on the ground. So this is my little tray of mini punches, most of which are retired, but these 3 and the little corner rounder, which is retired, which I will never part with. So the little 3 are I want to say it's called the mini tag trio, but don't quote me on that. But these ones are current. So these ones you can punch. I think maybe it's easier to see this way. This one you can punch so that it has like this little tag loop. This one is just a little circle, and this one is a little slot. So depending what you're putting in it, if you're going to put ribbon through, then you want to use the slotted one, right, to put the ribbon through. This one just makes like a fancier tag punch. And this one makes the same 1/8 inch circle See, this is why I don't measure, because I'm pretty good at lining up the center point. So we have those. So tag trio of punches currently available. The corner rounder I was going to do something with. Here, let me see. This is, I'm going to use this for something else, but I'm going to show you tag rounders. And we had a trio, like a triple punch, that had a corner rounder in it. We have this old one that quarter rounds. Somewhere else there was a corner rounder. The Project Life, you remember Project Life from way back when? But even just taking a piece that's square and rounding the corners, boom, it's a tag. Not that doing it without rounded corners wouldn't work. But anyway, so there's some ideas for tags. I'm cramming a whole bunch in. So I mentioned treats I had done before, the bags we did last week. We did the one sheet wonder. This is, where did that, there it is. Here's the thing with bags too, before I get to the fun trick that well, it's not my trick, but I'll show you. Here. Let's pretend I stamped this. My pen made a blotch, just like I stamped it. Seriously, what did I do with the dimensionals that I just had? Did I actually put them away? Oh my God, I think I did. No, I didn't. That's the back of the bag. Remember, I got to think about the seams. So one of the things that you can do to put a tag on the thing is not actually have like a dangly loose tag, but, oh, this maybe should have been a different color, but that's okay, is to put the tag on, and then this is already got like a bend mark on it. And just jazz up your present with, I should have put my Merry Christmas higher. I'll fix that. I'm lining up the edges of the bag. And this was a scrap I already had cut, but it just so happens to work. Actually, I'm not going to throw that up because that little trio of trees is kind of cute. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals on this. Just those trees are perfect, right? That works out so that I don't have to my son is snow shoveling, and I think he's coming to check the snow levels and to see if it's stopped yet, to see if he has to go shovel more. Hasn't stopped yet. Okay, so we can drop this along here. Well, it might have been easier to do this right the first time, or you can put it right along. Actually, given that it's trees, I like to have a little bit of space, but given that it's trees and it looks like the trees are now floating in the sky, perhaps in this case, I will ground it along the bottom of the thing. You could put it anywhere. Like this could have been, oh yes, that makes way more sense. You could put it up here. And see, now that I look at this, it's too big. You could have that on. And then I know, because when I was looking for something earlier, I saw you can put something like this and just kind of tuck it in behind the trees. I had a little tiny circle though at some point. There we go. Or take like a little circle and put just a little Noel stamp or something like this. And I mean, this one is trees in a little circle, but on whatever else you put, you could just put a little die cut, little punched out picture, something. With the little sentiment on it, because now your bag is finished. Now it has like something on it, but you don't necessarily have to have a dangly tag. So one more idea, and then I have two more left. Oh, I didn't cut enough of those, did I? No. Okay, what did I do? Remember where I said I'm going to put these off to the side in case I need them again? Yeah, where did I put them? Seriously. Oh no, never mind. I got them. So this big bag here, I gotta find my thing. There we go. You want something substantial to put on it, right? And again, you can still put a piece of string or a little clip. I don't even know where all clips are. These are the clips I use for my. Oh, let me take them off here. Right, you can, if you don't have a hole in it, you can put it like this and just like clip it onto the bag with one of these little clips or a paper clip or something, right? In this case, this is a nice big surface. I punched holes in all of them now, but I would actually probably put it more like this. But if you want to have one here that you can stamp on and maybe stick a die cut or some gems or something too, instead of punching a hole in it, you can also do this. I'm going to take this piece. I'm not going to crease it. I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm just going to hold it just on the end. I'm going to go to the halfway mark and I'm going to go up about 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to go from 1/4 in. I'm going to go from the other corner in, knock all those little pieces off. I now have this lovely flagged piece that is even flags because I cut them at the same time, and put this on it and put it like this. And even better is when you put this on, lift the whole thing up on dimensionals and you'll be able to see it. I can do this. Just a minute. Borrow this with, there's too many options to make so many specifics. But I decided today that we're just going to tell you like some how to make them look good. And then just take whatever suite you're using, whatever pieces you have, and here's the things you do. So take a big piece of ribbon, make a Z or an S. What did mine end up being? Mine ended up being a Z. Just fold it 3 ways, like 3 times, right? Now you can take this down, or you can also put dimensionals on it and make it go like this. So now it drags out through the back. And you have a bit more of a, like a little moment here with the tag. You can also, especially if you actually used a tag and it has a hole in it, either run the ribbon through it or just make your bow and put the bow over top of the hole. Right? This bow is not good. This bow doesn't have enough contrast. This should be the secret C ribbon, but I don't have any of that right in front of me. Okay, so that's that one. Then here's my last little trick for you. Just I'm going to put this back on my. And this works. You can make cards out of this. You can make this technique works for lots of little things. You can put elements on cards with it. Just I'm going to put my clip back on my string because it's starting to turn around. I have so much stuff in front of me now. But I need some room. There we go. So I'm just using my little mini because, hey, it's adorable and it fits on my table. Oh my goodness, look at this. I'm done in 3 minutes. Okay. This is how the Big Shot works, whether it's the mini or the large one, right? This is your sandwich. You have to have your perfect sandwich. So anywhere you have these 3 plates, it's going to cut. Anywhere you don't have 3 plates, it's not going to cut. Okay. So we're going to take a piece of cardstock, some size. I just randomly cut it. Oh, look at that, 2 3/4. And I scored it at 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Now that's because I know what size die. I eyeballed the die and then I cut it. So I've scored this, okay? Because I'm going to use this die, right? Now I only want this to cut. I want to be able to put this die all the way through. Oh, I was going to show you 2 different things. Just a minute. I'm going to fold this one over and I'm going to put this die just off. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to get a pretty cut, but it's not going to cut the very top. So it's not going to cut this fold off, right? Now, is it 100% essential? Maybe not. But, and I realize now that I'm doing this on my mini. The mini is a little more persnickety, but we're going to see. I'm going to put this on now while I can still see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to show you. Oh, no, I moved it. Okay, so we'll do it this way. Maybe I'll have better luck. And yes, most dies, if they're super intricate dies, you might have a bit of trouble. But most dies will cut through 2 layers of cardstock. They will easily go through 2 layers of DSP. But a simple one will go. This has stitching on it, which is going to give me a bit of grief, but it's still going to work. There we go. Ones that are just like complete, like just a solid shape with no fancy nothing, those ones will cut 2 pieces of cardstock, no problem. This is going to work though, so I know that. But okay, so I've done this. So now I have this is hanging off the edge of my cardstock. So I'm trying to look at the camera to make sure I'm showing you the right thing. To double it up, and more so because I don't want this thing to go ka-funk on the edge of my die because I don't want to bend or break my die. I never have, but I'm always worried I'm going to. So I've also got the end of this just kind of over top a little bit. So I'm going to put the top one right? Because there's nothing underneath it. So it's not going to it's not going to have all of the pressure of all 3 plates in that spot because it's missing one of the plates. And I'm going to put this one over top. And then now, because I'm trying to show you on TV and I'm trying to pick it up, if I was doing this flat, it would be a lot easier, but I could also put a piece of sticky or the tape that we sell that I forgot the name of, also the masking tape or Scotch, the whatever tape, the whole washi tape to hold this in place. So I'm just going to make sure that it is still where I want it to be, which it is. And I'm going to, I've learned all these things by doing things the hard way and finding easier ways to do them. Now, the thing with the mini is the mini has, there we go, has a certain like way it likes its sandwich to go. So I don't know if you noticed, but I leaned forward on the table and I used the girls to push on the plates to help get it started. So I'm also with the mini, sometimes it will shoot out and I'm worried because I realize my iPad's right in the like path. Okay, so down. So now what we have, and because I pulled back a little bit, obviously when I put it on there, it didn't completely cut through, which is fine. It mostly cut through. So I'm just going to use my snips to get this like a millimeter that's left here on the end. There we go. Keep this piece because it'll be useful for something, but not that one. So now what I ended up with is, oh, see, because it's got stitching on it, there we go. It pushed them like very closed. There we are. All right. So the good part is the stitching went through to the inside of the tag. The back side of the tag has the back side of the stitching, which is not as nice, but the inside now looks like super cute as well. But there we go. So the outside, but you'll notice what we have is a flip tag. So, darn it. Oh, there we go. So you can put a piece of string. I'm using this for something else. Sorry. There we go. You can put the piece of string just kind of around. That's why mine's tied. You do this before you tie it, right? And you have, it's like a little mini banner, but then you could go like this and you could tape it. Or if you made it long enough, you could like have a little hanger for it, right? The other thing you might want to do though, is just put the tag through it. So here's the thing, you know how you try to get to the center point of something? Here's what I'm going to show you. Here's what I learned that was just so much easier. So I can go through, right? I can go through and I can use the, like just go in and like punch right in the, like make sure that the line is right in the middle of my punch and punch. Now, do you notice a problem with using this one? I think if I was using this one, yeah. So using this one, I can go just about through the entire thing. So this one would not be a problem. If you have one of these kind, you can go through, you can make sure that this guy is lined up in the middle of the center line, eyeball or put a little pencil mark for your halfway mark, right? Do you notice the problem with this though? Punches have a limit, right? Punches, you hit this piece, you have a limit. So this would drive me nuts. The person who got it probably would not care at all. This would drive me nuts though, because I can't center it because I hit the edge, right? I know it's going to sound so simple when I show you, but the number of times I did this and got frustrated. If you don't have a punch at all, you can take one of our little foam mats and you can put it like this, and you can take your pick tool and you can just go like this and you can just stab it. Now, if you're going to do that, I would do the nice side on the top, because when you push it, you kind of tend to push the paper in. But you could do that. You can kind of sand it off, right? So that works too, which is what I usually did. But then I wouldn't necessarily get the right size hole, or it wasn't big enough, and I'd have to like wiggle around with my take your pick tool to try to get the hole big enough, and then it would be like uneven or less pretty. I know it's the hole in a tag, but I put this much thought into it. So here's the much easier answer that will make you go, oh, are you kidding me? But yes, take your thing like this, find the center point, and just punch a little half circle. And the thing is, it doesn't even need to be a half circle. It could be this, as long as you can see the paper. I'm trying to make it as small as possible. through the hole in your punch, you're making a hole in the thing. That's all you have to do. Just fold the thing in half and punch the seam. I know. The advantage of this is, I'm trying to get this straight, is when you use your punches, I can now look and see that I have about a half an inch on the top of the punch and a half an inch on the bottom of the punch. So this, instead of measuring, because I don't, there, now I know I'm in the center. So now that little notch that I just made is the hole that I was looking for. And depending on how big you need it, is how big you make the notch. As it turns out, because I was trying to make it as small as possible, I did not make it big enough for what I wanted to show you. So I'm going to go back in, which you can easily do, and punch that again to make the hole big enough that I can actually do it. So here's the easy way to do it. Take your string, tie a little knot, and this is 2 pieces of string where you make a loop and go through like granny knot, right? Using the side that is folded over, you just pop that through the hole because it's much easier to thread than loose pieces. And I've done this whole thing without ever once creasing this. I probably should have creased this. It would have made it a lot easier. I'll just pull that back. It's got a knot in it. I'm going to crease this. There we go. So now it will actually stay closed. And that little knot that's in there is what's holding it. Now, if you don't want a knot in the middle, you can take each piece of string, just put like a little tiny bead of glue and put each piece of string and lay the string in. Just make sure this is 100% dry before you fold it, because otherwise you'll glue the top shut, which means you'll only be able to, And if you have something like this that happens to have, this is, I think there's 8 or something of these arches. These are the arches dies, right? I just flipped them over. Then you can make one size smaller and you can pop that in the middle so you can write on it. And you can put this one on the outside. I will tell you, I was trying to rush because I was fighting technology and nothing was working. So I was trying to rush to get ready. And I did this. My quality control does not allow me to use this piece. So it is much better to go slow and not have to do things twice and waste your paper, because I totally missed. And I can almost get away with this if it weren't for the fact that this has stitching on it. So all of a sudden there's no stitching. So take your time, cut a proper piece. And so then I also cut one like this. So this is like my fancy thing. Now, this piece is not 100% lost because you have 2 choices. If you are like me, well, actually you have 3 choices. Don't be as picky as me and just use it. Here, we'll use this one. Put it on your cardstock. The problem with this is when you put it down, like it's not as bad when you're just kind of holding it, but when you put it down on the background, because there's red here, it's a little more obvious. So 1, use it and choose that place to be where you put your ribbon. Or I don't have a piece in front of me, but, or if you're gonna add any kind of little label or little sentiment to it, put that across the bottom. Nobody will ever know you screwed up. The other option, which is what I'm going to do with it, because this is going to be my super elaborate gift tag, is I'm going to put this here. I'm going to fussy cut these flowers, and I'm going to add them, so like kind of tuck them in behind the bow. See, if I had this exact color ribbon, I would actually pop up this bow. Actually, I think I can. Ooh, I think I can. Seriously, this is going to be like the world's most elaborate gift tag by the time I'm done. I'm going to take a little piece of this ribbon and cut it in half or fold it in half so I can make it small enough. And I'm going to fussy cut this, and I'm going to pop it up in dimensionals so that I have dimension on my front of my tag. So you can be super quick. These are die cuts. This is like some stamped things. These are all die cuts. You can be super quick and just like pop some things down. I'm trying to find one with a stamped background. There we go. This one has some stamping on the background and a couple die cuts. You can do lots of die cuts, or you can go crazy and do this. And most of the tags I showed you were in white, but I had these ones out too, because I could take these. Oh, maybe that's what I should do. I could also take these and die cut them and pop them out over top of this lovely little, or recut them so they fit this one. And put this on one of the bags that this matches, right? Lots of things you can do. But this is going to be my elaborate gift tag. I'm going to finish it up and then I will post it when I post pictures. Okay. Oh my goodness, I went over. Well, technically I didn't go over because it's 10 after, which is when Zoom decided it was going to work for me and I got on. But yeah, wait just a minute. You gotta find my little button. No smooth transitions here because hey, just figured out what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, now it's perfectly black screen, which isn't that lovely. There we go. So yeah, I took my scarf. I threw my scarf across the room, so now I don't have my snowman scarf. But thank you guys all for a fantastic year. Like I said, the last few months have been rough, but the year itself has been pretty good. You guys have been awesome. I have thoroughly enjoyed coming to you and doing these lives and having in-person classes and even doing some of the virtual stuff. I'm looking forward to a little break and a little recharge. I'm so excited about the ACES stuff in January. You guys cannot wait to do that. Month or weekly Zoom get together, put a few projects together. Everybody gets their PDF on the 30th of December. So if you want to get started early, you can. If you can't make the Zooms, they're recorded, or you can just follow the PDF. It's going to be lots of fun. I'm equally excited about the 6th of February. One, because I love this stamp set, but I like the in-person stuff too. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to Europe in March, partially for On Stage, which is the Stampin' Up convention. They're in 3 different places. One in the US, one in Europe, and one in, what do they call it? Pacific. I would love to go to Australia, but it's a long way to go. And I'm taking my son to Europe for his 18th birthday because, yeah, London just outside London for the Take Museum. Yep, that's what he wanted. So looking forward to March. So lots of fun things coming up. I hope you guys all get the chance to do whatever you want for Christmas. And not do anything you don't want to do. That's kind of the point, right? If you want to stay home, peace and quiet on your own, if you want to be in a group of 50 people, if you want to go out, if you want to paint the town, I hope you have whatever your heart desires for Christmas and New Year's. Be safe, stay warm, and I am very much looking forward to seeing 2026 ushered in. And we'll see you live back in 2026. We'll see a few little virtual fun things before then. All right. Let me know if you need help with anything. There is still time to order. It won't be here before Christmas, but you can still order stuff that would be in here probably the week between Christmas and New Year's. And just, yeah, everybody take care. Have a great holiday season. Bye. Wrong button.